Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. We are from Group 7 and today we're going to talk about epistemology. Well, the word epistemology actually comes from two Greek words. Firstly, episteme, which means knowledge, and logos, which means study or reason. So, in a simple term, epistemology is the study of knowledge. It is a branch of philosophy that explores the nature, scope, and origin of knowledge. Traditionally, philosophers have defined knowledge using something called the justified true belief theory. This theory says that in order for someone to know something, three conditions must be met. Firstly, belief. You must believe the statement is true. Secondly, as truth. The statement must actually be true. And lastly, as justification. You must have a good reason or evidence for believing it.
Hi everyone, I'll be sharing a quick overview of a few important key ideas in epistemology. Firstly, sources of knowledge. We gain knowledge from different sources such as perception, through our senses, reason, using our logical thinking, memory, when we remember past experiences or other things we've learned before, and next is testimony, the information we get from others, and lastly, introspection, which when we're looking inward or being aware on our own thoughts. Different philosophers may prioritize some of these sources over others. So secondly, theories of truth. There are three main theories. The first one is correspondence. A statement is true if it matches reality. Second one is coherence. The truth fits well with other beliefs. Third one is pragmatic, when the truth works in practice or is useful. And lastly, Plato's definition of knowledge. Plato said, knowledge is just justified through belief. This means for someone to know something, you must believe it. It must be true, and you must have a good reason for believing it. For example, if I believe it's raining and I see rain outside, and it is really raining, then that's a knowledge.
Today, I will talk about epistemology strengths and weakness. So, what is strength? Epistemology teaches us to think critically, encouraging us to question beliefs rather than just accepting them based on feelings. It prompts us to ask if a belief is justified and what evidence supports, helping us resist manipulation by false information. In an age of misinformation, it promotes fact-checking, healthy skepticism, and the need to verify information before sharing. Additionally, epistemology encourages us to consider various perspectives, blending logic, emotion, and spiritual insight for a deeper understanding. What is weakness? Epistemology helps us examine our belief, but it has limits. One issue is the gather problem, where a true and justified belief may not be real knowledge, like believing a broken clock is correct. Our sense and logic can mislead us, and not all truths can be logically proven. Additionally, excessive doubts can lead to skepticism, making it hard to trust anything, which complicates decision-making and daily life. That's all for the strengths and weakness. Thank you.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real online. In Malaysia, we all seen it. Someone shared a shocking post on Facebook or WhatsApp, and before anyone checked if it's true, it's already gone viral. Whatever is fake political video, edited to twist someone's words, or has advice with no real proof. This kind of misinformation spreads so fast, and it affects how people think, food, and even how they react during emergencies. And now, with AI deepfakes, things are getting scarier. Videos that look completely real but are totally fake will ruin reputation or cause public panic. That's why we can just accept information at face value anymore. We need to stop and ask, is it true? Can I trust the source? Or am I just believing it because it sounds dramatic or everyone is sharing it? In a world where misinformation can be created and shared in a second, we all need to slow down, think critically, and ask the right question, because the truth is no longer obvious.
I'd like to briefly compare Islamic and Western views on epistemology, the study of knowledge. In Islamic epistemology, knowledge comes from 5 main sources: revelation, reason, the sense, inspiration, and authentic reports. Revelation is considered the highest and most certain form of knowledge, guiding both the heart and the mind. In contrast, Western epistemology often focuses on knowledge gained through reason and empirical evidence. Thinkers like Descartes emphasize rational doubt, while Locke and Hume argue that knowledge comes from our sense and experience. While Western thought often separates reason from faith, Islamic thought sees them as working together, with reason serving to understand and support divine truth. In short, both traditions value knowledge, but the Islamic approach connects it deeply to faith and purpose, while the Western approach often prioritizes independent human reasoning. Thank you.
To wrap up our discussion, epistemology is basically the study of a knowledge, how we get it, what makes it true, and how we decide whether something's worth believing. It encourages us to ask important questions like, is this really true? Do I have a good reasons to believe it? Or am I just accepting it because it's popular or repeated often? This is especially important today when we're surrounded by fake news, violent misinformation, and even AI-generated deepfakes. On social media, things can spread so quickly that we sometimes forget to stop and check if it's actually reliable. Epistemology reminds us to pause, question, and think critically before believing or sharing something. But at the same time, it also shows us the limits of a human knowledge. When we compare different philosophies like Islamic thought, which values both reason and revelation, and Western philosophy, which often emphasizes doubt and rational proof, we realize there's no one single way to reach the truth. In the end, epistemology gives us the tools to be more responsible, careful, and thoughtful in what we believe, especially in a digital world filled with endless claims and information. And that's something we should all practice more in our everyday life.